episode of Select Start. I'm Gil.
And I'm Jay.
The worst driver in the world is at the wheel. And I just set a random destination. Let's see if Jay can get there.
Go through everything.
Open field, you hit the only tree. Woo! Head towards those mountains if you want, or just drive around. Have some fun.
That's all.
That's the one thing I would give this game a lot of credit for, is it rewards exploration so much. From XP signs that are just hidden in the forestry around the world, to the barn find, to just going from spot to spot in terms of getting from point A to point B. It leaves it all up to you how you sort of want to approach the world. And it makes it fun. And not only that, like, I find that I got like all my skill points right now as far as the game goes. Like now it's just basically all the extra skill points that you want to get. Like if you want, for example, to get an extra wheel spin, or you know what I mean, like dumb stuff like that. But as far as the actual skills, like as far as putting chains together and getting max points and all that, I've leveled them up, and that's basically because I would basically find large open spaces or very hilly areas and just like go balls out and like have fun with the cars and like sort of see how high I can get it to jump, or how long I can get it to drift. So it was a lot of fun that way. Like, look, you're getting a lot of points right now just basically for driving in a straight line and not crashing. But sooner or later, you're gonna run out of space. You're gonna have to like decide, like, there you go. Like, to avoid the giant house, but we decided instead to crash into it, which I admit is a rather odd choice, but
gravity decided, not me.
Steer towards the rocks. Excellent maneuvering. Woo!
What's that?
Alright, let's see how long you can chain something together without crashing. I want to test your skills. Test your might.
Recalculating route.
A little bit of kangarooing. You're going to hit a festival and a wall. Do not try it towards walls. You got to be aware of what's coming up ahead of you. Not too bad. Good job. Getting those bounce points. That's still good. See, so it's cool because eventually, once you start maxing out your skills, you get to make longer chains. In terms of, okay, my skills won't disappear if I try to keep this chain going for just like 3 seconds longer. So you're doing pretty good so far. And that's what you basically do. You find like long open stretches, you try to like chain some spins around, you know, like keep things going. Don't try to do spins just because I said the word spin. Because you got to keep in mind as far as your speed goes and like what you're able to control. Like you haven't done enough drifts in this car to sort of like realize like when's the good time to like try to stop getting out of the drift. But you're getting a feel for it now in the open space. See what I mean?
No!
You ruined it. You lost all the points because you got greedy and lazy. But I don't fault you. Like sometimes, like a random tree will creep up on you because you're going like so fast, or like.
I want to go on the top of that mountain.
Which mountain? You mean the edge of the map?
It's the edge of the map.
You want to go on top of the mountain. You got a whole world and you decide to go to the one spot that you can. It's like, I want to drive into the middle of the ocean.
Let's go here where it's new.
What are you trying to do?
I'm going there. I'm driving there.
Alright.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
So this is what I like about the game, you know, like, and probably what I would say the most time I spent is just drifting around the world. Because right now you guys are seeing just a little bit of, you know, some of the countryside. We showed you some of the more rainforesty area. There's the beach that we did in the first few episodes. So there's a lot of variety there. What I like is literally just saying to myself, you know what, let me give this car a shot. Go out into the world, see, go a little bit exploring, have some fun. What do you think so far about it?
Fun. No, just free driving around, sliding around.
It's very
trying to
zen.
avoid the hit.
You know what I mean?
A lot of driving games and things like this.
But that's just it. That's what I mean to say when like I'll never buy another game again, because this has it all for me. You know what I mean? If I want to just go in and explore an area, I do that. If I want to go futzing around and do like straight up street races, there's those. If I want stunt jumps, there's those. Like this area here is near the airport. There's a great drag strip, obviously. There's the hills that we've been messing around on this whole time. You know, there's street races. There's any kind of variety in there, including just the fun free roam that makes the game worthwhile to me. Like, so, let me ask you, we talked a little bit about this on the last episode, but in terms of favorite games, like if we're talking like driving an open...
Ooh, I unlocked a rare achievement.
it's part of the Forza-thon specials. So every weekend or every week there's a new event that goes on. So just by driving around the world and like getting certain bounces and like winning certain amount of races with like a Ferrari, for example, is the one a couple weeks ago. Or last week, I should say, not a couple weeks ago, but last week. Right now, that was one of the little challenges, like do as many bounces as you can. Cool. So, but back to my question. In terms of like racing games, was there any type that you preferred to play? Like, the reason I say that is because every sort of game has its own sort of like feel to it, you know what I mean? Need for Speed was fun in terms of like straight up street racing, you know, but it was different than Gran Turismo type simulators. But then again, you have certain games where, again, going back to Ubisoft, they tried their hand at the racing genre themselves with The Crew, which was like their own version of the open world racer, you know what I mean? And some of the other games have since tried to like incorporate that into their games. You know what I mean? Where it wasn't just like a good example, I think it was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, where it was literally, okay, the level loads, you're a police car, go! Here's the race.
Was great, that was fun. But
so now a lot of companies have been trying to like integrate their own version of like, okay, well, it's not just that. You gotta drive to the starting point. So like each game has like their own sort of version of the world. So is there a certain type of game series where you felt that worked for you, or you had the most fun in?
Dirt.
Sorry?
Dirt. The Dirt series.
Because I played a little bit of Dirt, but it was when we were playing with the actual racing itself. I never actually saw some of the open world gameplay just because I never stuck around. Rally cars aren't really my thing. But you're saying it worked like that? Like it was an open area?
Open world. You're doing some rally races. I love that game.
See, I never knew.
Remember
it was
where it was
world.
all open in the airport, and you get to do all your drift moves and stuff. You had challenges to complete through containers, under trucks, and stuff like that. You don't remember that?
No, so I remember. I think you showed me like one or two races, but they were the actual races themselves. Like maybe I just don't remember you showing me in between. Like maybe there was, but
it was a great series. There's a new one coming out soon.
Like one of my favorite ones was obviously the Horizon series. It's from Horizon 1 was a good game. Horizon 2 cemented it for me. But if it weren't a Horizon, surprisingly enough, the open world game that I've had the most fun racing in that wasn't a racing game itself was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
And that's because the driving controls are pretty much an integral part of Grand Theft Auto. But I think also a lot of it has to do with the fact that, like we were talking about before, the DLC content keeps the driving fresh. In terms of, there's the stunt jumps or stunt races. There's obviously the Tron mode that came out. They have obviously different cars that come out with all the different modes, whether it's expansions or, you know what I mean? There's always something new that makes you want to get into a car and have some fun. And the world itself was such a big world and fun world to explore that I always liked driving around and exploring that world. I think Need for Speed, I'm trying to remember which ones, though,
Underground.
maybe it was the Underground. I think the Underground ones had some fun, but it wasn't like, well, okay, it's city. I get from
Tokyo.
point A to point B. There wasn't anything to do in that world.
Was
You know what I
the
mean?
one
It didn't
where you're
reward
in
you for anything.
Tokyo and you start off on the top of the mountain and you come all the way down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was always a bit.
But we'll get into this discussion a little bit further next time on Select Start. What do you think?
Sure. Maybe we can get something.